haha, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy 3Sickety. Today I'm going to be showing you guys a themed Templar build. I freaking love spears, man. I freaking love them, bro. When I say bro, like, I just enjoy Templar so much for the pure aesthetic. It has a good kit. Like, it's not a bad class. There's definitely better, but Templar is really fun because it's aesthetically so pleasing to me. It's something about, like, the animation of, like, specifically lightning magic and, like, throwing spears. I just really like precision-based magic. Like, it's cool to have a destructive, like, area of impact, like huge fireballs. Some people like that. A frost storm, that's cool. There's something about just conjuring a magic spear and just impaling someone that's so satisfying that I love so much about the Templar's kit. It's so cool. And one of my favorite characters from an anime called Fate Stay Night is Gielgemesh. My Templar is actually named after him. I named him Gielgemesh. Dang, it ain't showing my name though. That's crazy, bro. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so yeah, he's a kitty too. You know what I'm saying? I'm a kitty. And his name's Gielgemesh, bro. He's really, really cool. I like him a lot. This is a very fun build, but it's also extremely sweaty, bro. It's competitive. I like it a lot. I've min-maxed the stats of this build to have the highest damage that I can get while maintaining really good defense, really good healing, very, very good sustain. And overall, it's just well-rounded. I like stat-based builds, but this does run a proc. For the simple fact that it's for the aesthetic. I really want to make a theme build that would actually work. It's really hard in ESO, I think, to make a theme build that still works, because oftentimes it's just the sweatiest builds are not gonna fit the class aesthetic and they're not gonna be as cool or fun. Let's get a drip check, you know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and pop my bubble. Drip check, you know? Check out the drip, bro. I definitely look like a Plar. This is the best skin you can run on a Plar. This is the best drip. Look at the front, look at the back, bro. I'm glowing, I'm gold. Look at my freaking arms, bro. The other thing about this set is it gives you this glowy aura on your hands, which is really sick. And then you add it with the glow that you get from your major resolve buff. It's fire, bro. It's really fire. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop right into this build. If you guys haven't already, check out my Nightblade build that I just put up on my channel. It goes very in-depth on how numbers and damage work in PvP. But if you guys didn't know, to preface, I think I'll always say this in most of my build videos. I think that pin is the best damage modifier you can get. Even though your tooltips don't get buffed by penetration, your damage taken, the target takes more damage, the more you shred their armor. So in PvP, pin is the quickest way, the most efficient way to get the most damage. If you didn't know, 3k pin equates to 5% damage taken from the target and 10% damage done if you have 6k pin. So if you have 6k pin, it's better than having Major Berserk, because even though Wrecking Blow, Major Berserk, Essence Thief all give you 10% damage done, the target will not take 10% more damage because their armor is going to mitigate it, their own passive mitigation if they have resistances, etc. But if they take more damage, you're doing more damage. So let's go ahead and get into the stats. So we're just gonna buff up with just our armors alone. So just our armor, on the back bar 30k spell, 28 physical, front bar 26 and 25, not bad. I like to do my stats individually. Let's go ahead and show off the sustain on this build. All right, sustain 2300 stam, 2800 mag. Front bar, same thing, 23 and 22. So really good sustain on the build. So we got the resistances and the sustain out the way. The next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go up into our crit damage. We're on 80% crit. Our crit chance is not that high. It can be a lot higher, but it is a stat that matters, and I like to spec into it passively if I have the extra, flex to do so. The next thing that we're going to go into is our damage. So there's one buff that we have to apply the Sunder status effect. So our spell damage is around 5700. There is a buff that we don't have. We actually get over 6k spell damage with this build, which is actually a pretty big deal. So our spell damage is pretty high. Our pin right now is 10k. Pin is my favorite stat. I have tested everything for years. I've been playing ESO since 2018. I haven't been playing longer than everybody, of course. It's a really old game, but I've been playing for a little bit. And pin, through my extraneous testing, bro, like I've tested so many different damage modifiers. Pin has been the best overall for years and years and years now. I have 10k pin, but I have minor breach, which gives me another 3k, and I have major breach, so I have around 19k pin. That's really, really high, and that's really good. It can be higher, but that's the highest I could get it, while still having a widespread statistic overall with my resistances being high, my recalls being 23 and 2200, having really good resistances, 6k spell damage, not bad, with 19k pin, 80% crit damage, really good, 22, around 23k max stamp, 16k magicka, 30k max health. That's just like a sweet spot for me. I run Jewels of Misrule, by the way, on all my specs because it's a poor man's bear haunch. Lover is my Mundus because I needed more pin, because I'm a pin addict, bro. It works, man. The crit is only 16. I can definitely raise it. If you want to get crit on a Plar, I recommend a very slept on skill, which is Sunfire. A lot of people don't run this. They'll run like the fighter skill. This is really good because it adds dot pressure. So overall, even though that 3% damage might passively slightly buff all your damage on all your other skills, this gives you way more damage done to the target in a dot form that can be split 3 ways for 1vxing and gives you the crit buff, which is really good. And it fits the aesthetic. I like to keep it pure when I play Plar, and they have enough good skills to actually have like a full front and back bar of just Plar skills. So that's pretty much the stats. You see the pin, you see the damage, you see the resistances, you see the sustain, the overall stats. I'm a Khajiit. I went to a full crit build in the past with like Mechanical Acuity, and I haven't changed from a kitty since. Even though I'm not on a crit spec right now, I still have stayed as a kitty, bro, because it aesthetically looks the best, bro. I love having a freaking tail, man. Yeah, I love my legs, bro. So let's get into the sets. The first set that we're running is Front Bar Etheric Lancer. One of my maces needs to be transmuted to sharpen, so my pin is actually supposed to be 21,000, not 19k, so it is a little bit higher, so I'm not at my full power. These glyphs, I've just been really lazy and haven't changed them out. If you want the best damage, in my opinion, if you don't have Minor Vuln on your build, you should run Shock. And also, if you don't have access to it, then you should run Flame, because it's still a crazy dot for just dot. But if you want pure burst pressure, like if you want the best burst you could get, run an Oblivion enchant. Even if the tooltip is 1400, it's true damage, even through Battle Spirit and resistances. Running an Oblivion enchant and a Shock enchant, that's going to give you like the best burst damage. If you just want dot pressure, use Poison and Flame enchants. But the glyphs don't matter too much. My damage is already crazy. Etheric Lancer is an infinite archive set. It's actually really, really bonkers. It gives you just damage, and more damage. When you deal damage with Burning Light twice within 30 seconds. It's a slept-on set, by the way. This is probably my favorite proc I've ever run on Plar. It's so aesthetically pleasing, and it's very, very powerful. So you deal damage with Burning Light twice within 30 seconds. It creates a 5-meter area for 5 seconds. It recurs once every 6 seconds while you're in that area, which looks like a rune, and that's why it's so aesthetically pleasing. You just have to deal damage with an Aedric Spear ability, and it'll throw a freaking spear at your target, bro. I love throwing spears, bro. That's my favorite thing with Plar, bro. I just like impaling people with my magic javelins. It applies Sundered, which you already get through your Power of the Light, but it will apply as a burst instance, so it just adds to the tooltip. It's an invisible damage you don't see on the tooltip, and it gives you another 300 weapon and spell damage. It scales off of your damage, and my fully buffed tooltip is 11,000. This thing, when it buffs itself, and you have your, which I'll just spoil, I run Magma Incarnate, it gets over 12k. My weapon and spell damage fully buffed with the Etheric Lancer and the what's it called, Magma Incarnate, is 6,400 spell damage. That's really good because my pin's very, very high, and I need a lot of damage on Plar, man. We need it. We're struggling. And my favorite backbar set, Defending Ice Staff of Wretched Vitality. I run Ice Staff so I can apply Minor Virdle with my Elisus, or my Elisus. I'm trying to remember the exact name of the morph. My Elisus. That's us. So yeah, Magma Incarnate, medium infused. It would be Divines if I could pick it. I'm just a Divines head. This is a very slept-on monster set. A lot of people don't run it because they think Vigor surpasses it. I still like this because it gives me the Minor Breach and the Minor Purge, which I just wanted the little extra damage. I just wanted something that would give me an overall cherry on top for my build. It's sustain, damage, and mitigation all built into one, and it helps for group utility. So I'm giving Minor Courage, and I'm giving Minor Sorcery whenever I'm in a group play. Very, very beneficial. Heavy Trainee, One Piece. Best bang for your buck for armor. It's just crazy. Yeah. And the health is everything, man. It's freaking everything. Medium Magma Incarnate Arm Cops. These are not the specs I want. It should be Divines. And then medium Wretched Vitality Belt, Divines. And then I got light gloves of Wretched Vitality, Divines also. Light breeches of Wretched. These should be medium. My medium's on my other tune. I don't mind the extra pin though. I do want medium here, but I don't mind the extra pin that I get from running another light piece and the crit. It's nice. It's still nice. And then I'm running medium Etheric Lancer boots. These from If and Archive. I haven't min-maxed it to the best that I want it to be. This set is bonkers, bruh. Like, Etheric Lancer is crazy. It's actually really good. Etheric Lancer Amulet, Etheric Lancer Ring, all infused, all damage. And then Marking Ring of Majesty. So the way I just like Plar, I really do enjoy Markin and Magma paired together. Because it's overall the Chef's Kiss. I know that like there's better, like Saint Seducer is crazy too. I just really like that Chef's Kiss. My Plar build slaps so freaking hard, bro. And I just really felt like I was actually accidentally not running a Mythic at all. Like, I didn't realize I had on another Ring of Training, and I was playing for days without a Mythic. And I was like, bro, at this point, all I want is a little bit more resistances and a little bit more damage. And I had on 2 Grofdars, I think by accident. And I realized, like, even though I could run different monster sets and a different Mythic, the fact that I was slapping that hard, I said to myself, I just really passively want a little bit more sustain, a little bit more survivability, and a little bit more damage. And that's what the Magma and the Marking gave me. Survivability through resistances, and also survivability through sustain, and then damage through the damage that they give me. So, like, these are just bread and butter. You can run so many other things, but it's what really brings the build together, in my opinion. I just love well-rounded, and overall, just that's what it's about in PvP. It's about the big picture, a well-rounded build, as opposed to a glass cannon or a tank. Just everything that you need to be. So yeah, Lancer is freaking crazy, bro. Going into the skills, front bar, biting jabs. I like biting jabs right now over puncturing, even though you get heals off of it, is because it gives me bar space. That's the main reason. It does give you a little bit more AoE damage on the splash. Doesn't really matter. But it does. It's kind of like a set and forget. That's why I like biting jabs right now. Best execute in the entire game. This thing, my fully buffed tooltip on Radiant is actually 16k. And it gives you sustain. If you just take 20% off of your execute scaling, you get crazy sustain and heals off this thing. Like, you can pop Radiant in the middle of fights on a low health target, and I've gotten 7 AK burst heals just off one tapping somebody by popping Radiant mid-fight, which was risky, but I got the heal and the sustain off of it. Power of the Light is not what it used to be, but I do like the extra 3k pin on command, whether I have my my Etheric Lancer proc or not. It's just extra burst. The Sundered always gives me an extra 100 weapon and spell damage. So you always start your fights with this. Power of the Light paired with Radiant is just ignorant, bro. Explosive Charge, I'm running a little bit of a different spec. This is normally the other morph that guarantees the stun. I'm running this so I have a longer uptime on major protection, and an AoE splash, which this build could use some AoE. And also because I enjoy it's how aesthetically pleasing it is to freaking throw a javelin, bro, and knock somebody on their back and pop freaking Radiant on them, bro. I love Aurora Javelin. It's the best stun, bro. Like, this is debatable, like, but on a Plar, this is the best stun you could have, bro. This thing hits like a truck, bro. Like, my fully buffed tooltip on this thing is 7,800. It's not bad, bro. In PvP, it hits around 4k, dude, but it's insane. So what I do when I get my Etheric Lancer proc is I throw a javelin in the sphere, and I throw 2 javelins. So Etheric Lancer procs, which is so satisfying. I'll show you guys. But like, when you throw the javelin, it's gonna proc Etheric Lancer. You throw 2 Aedric Spears, and it actually, because it's delayed, they simultaneously connect, so it's a burst combo. It's a double spear, popping the Power of Light into the Radiant. So you just go Javelin into Radiant. You already have Power Light ticking on them, and it's just a huge burst combo. Everything lines up, and it just nukes health bars. It just rips hairlines off, bro. I freaking love this skill. You can be cheesy, you can knock people off cliffs. You always hate the Plar that does that. There's so many Plars in freaking Cyrodiil that just spam Radiant when you're at full health, or throw Aurora Javelin to knock you off a cliff. It's cheesy, but dude, this thing is just unavoidable and broken. And if I wasn't running Etheric Lancer and didn't care so much about aesthetics, because I do like to have fun, even though I'm a sweat, I would just run the stun morph of this, and then the Aurora Javelin would instead actually be Spear Shards. And it would be the morph that does more damage because it immobilizes now. So what I also do when I sometimes just feel sweaty because I sometimes need it, I will go power up the light, throw spear shards, and then charge into them so they'll get stunned. And then as the spear shards land, so they get stunned, they break free, and immediately half a second later immobilized, and the power of light's already ticking, and I'm jabbing their hairline off, bro. It's really nice. You spec into it whenever you feel like it, but I can show you guys how easy it is. You literally just go like this. Power the light, throw your... Oh, whoops, I forgot to put it on my bar. Dang, I can't change it out now. Ah, dang, bro. But basically, you throw the spear shards up, you pop power light, throw spear shards, and while it's raining down from the sky, you charge into them, and they'll get stunned, and then immobilize immediately after. It's a really nice way to set up your combo, because the power light starts ticking, it's getting towards the end, so your first 3 jabs really do actually line up well, because it's harder to avoid with all the CCs. It's really, really strong combo. So yeah, I like spears. I like swapping in and out. And then Crescent Sweep, this is... a literal Dawnbreaker. I've talked to so many people about why Crescent's better than Dawnbreaker, and I've gotten to prove a lot of people wrong, and I've really just showed up and showed out with Crescent Sweep on just why it is better than Dawnbreaker in so many ways. It's not just that it's cheaper, it's that it actually literally does more damage. If they're not a vamp, it does more damage. It does more damage, and I just love running pure specs on Plar. Crescent Sweep is such a satisfying ult. I freaking love being Gielgemesh, bro. You guys need to watch Fate Stay Night. You'll understand, bro. This is Gielgemesh. Back bar, I run Honor the Dead. I don't like the Scribe heal because it just misses too much. So Honor the Dead, Healing Contingency, this is not how I want it to be. I would completely change this if I had more ink and scripts, but my Plar was my last tune that I unlocked scribing on. So he has the least scripts unlocked and the least just this is not what it needs to be. But what it is just a passive burst heal that still gives me minor resolve over vigor, because I like to go contingency into Honor the Dead as I'm literally swapping to my back bar. It's just crazy. I freaking love contingency so much. It's just such a big deal to me. The minor resolve will be changed. The heal over time will be changed as well. Living Dark's not what it used to be, but it's still freaking good, bro. That snare, you guys just people don't understand, like, when Plar, once you get with Plar, you're just in there, bro. When I say like you clapping cheeks, they just don't understand. Plar has snares, bro. Like snares for freaking days, bro. Like that, dude. It's 80%, bro. Like Living Dark is still good. It's not, the healing's not as great. There's a cheesy morph when you're in duels that's actually cancer. It's AIDS. It's literally just like the immobilized poisons on your weapons that you can run. It's literally the opposite morph that you put on a target, and if they even think about breathing, bro, they're just locked in place, taking infinite damage and infinite CCs forever. So if you're dueling, you need to know that if you're dueling on a Plar, this is the best skill you could run as the opposite morph. It's better than freaking Fossilize. It's better than the CC you get off of the Arcanist. It's literally just better. It's insanely infinite damage, infinite CCs, snares, and it just shreds, bro, because it happens passively. You don't have to worry about it. You pop it on them and it's just broken. Ellie Sus, the best damage you can get. Major Breach, I love Pin. And then Channeled Focus, I have the Magicka spec. I have a lot of stamina sustain, but I need to sustain my heals. That's why I run the Magmorph. Even though it heals less, it gives me more heals because all my heals are mag, bro. And then I run Swarming. This is the best ult. If you want to run an expensive ult, it's either this or the Destro, but this is better. It gives you crazy heals, crazy damage. And the other thing that people don't understand is how stats work. Yes, weapon and spell damage can raise your stats, but so do max stats. So if I increase my max Magicka or my max stamina, because I'm on stam spec, if I increase my max stam by 1,000 stamina is 100 weapon and spell damage. I did the math. It's the same upper echelon on your tooltip. If you get 100 weapon spell damage, it's the same passive increase on your tooltips, all your damage, including your heals. The reason why max stats can be better if you're not running proc sets is because they give you a huger pool of resources, which is better sustained while having the same damage. People just like weapon and spell damage because they run procs that scale off of them. So this actually gives you an insanely huge buff to your damage. I can show you guys just the difference literally right now. Actually, the reason why Swarming sounds broken on Plar, because you gap close, they can't run away from you. You gap close and then javelin them. And it procs your Etheric Lancer like crazy because the damage you get off of the Vampire Lord, and you just stay on top of them. The only weakness to this ult is that people can run away, but not when you're just spamming charge on them. and you're just jabbing their hairline off and healing and getting an insane damage buff. So I'm going to show you guys what happens. So I'm gonna pop my damage buffs. My jabs were around 37. Now, I'm sorry, they were at 27. Now they're at 44. My Radiant Glory went from 10k to 15k. Everything goes up, bro. My sweep you just saw was 7k. Now it's 11k off of the base hit. My heals, oh dang, it's already done. My heals go up. Everything goes up when you pop Vamp Lord. So it not only does insane damage just passively while giving you huger health, you're tankier, you're getting more heals because every instance of damage you do is healing you now, but also you get a ridiculously OP damage buff, bro. Huge damage buff. So it's the best backbar set, backbar ult you could run on a Plar. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I'm going to show you guys, I guess in my last video I didn't show CP. I'm only going to show blue and red. So right now I'm on Exploiter. I swapped this off because I was just running shards. But instead of Exploiter, you go Master of Arms and then Fighting Finesse. So, right here. All right, so when you're running this spec with the Aurora Javelin, you run Fighting Finesse, Master of Arms to buff your direct damage, Deadly Aim for your single target for beams, and then Biting Aura for your AoE, which is your jabs and your sweeps. You go all damage because your survivability is already crazy. You have crazy heals, crazy sustain. You have everything you need. You just want as much damage you could get. And now that I solved survivability already on my Plar. My Plar is really like toxic when it comes to heals. It's pretty toxic. It's annoying. I can just camp on my back bar and I might not kill somebody, but I won't die, bro. And I can just passively do that with Plar. So yeah, this is everything that you need. But when you swap to the other morph of charge, it always sets people off balance. So you get a 10% damage buff, which is objectively better than the Aurora Javelin into explosive. I just like it literally because it looks cool, bro. It's not better, but I care about aesthetics, man, and I like theme-based builds. Then Celerity, I PvP a lot. I just care about movement speed no matter who I am, no matter what spec. I'm running Peace of Mind, Fortified, and Boundless. Fortified and Boundless are my two favorite red CPs, and I go in and out between Peace of Mind and Rejuvenation and the other one, Sustained by Suffering. The reason why I run Peace of Mind and not Sustained by Suffering is because oftentimes I do spec into my my ritual right here, my bubble. I take off the healing contingency and I put on big bubble, because when I'm Xing sometimes, they're just literally all running freaking Master Dual Wield, Batistron, Tards, just cheese, and I literally need my cleanse. Like it's do or die, bro. I need that, and when I run that, Sustained by Suffering is not as great, but the crowd control one is. And that's pretty much it, you guys. I'm going to show you guys what happens when you proc your Etheric Lancer really fast. Just show you guys a really cool combo, and that's going to wrap the video up. So, okay. Here he comes. All right. So we're just going to hop on top of this guy and start jabbing just to get an Etheric Lancer proc. All right, there we go. So here's the bubble. I'm going to throw a wrap. You see both of my spears connected. That's all I care about. That's why I run the Javelin, bro. Because when my Etheric Lancer procs, I get double spear. And it actually lines up really well with burst. So if I put Power of the Light on this guy, and then I go boom, and then pop him with the freaking execute in PvP, it's just hilarious, bro. You pop people's tiny craniums with it. It's such a fun way to play Plar. It's really mobile. I like it a lot. If I'm going to play procs, it's going to be Etheric Lancer. There's another spec with Lightning Staff that I run with Anthemir's Construct, which hits objectively harder with range, but I'm always going to love freaking melee Plar. It's just my favorite way to play Plar. I've always viewed Plar as a stand your ground kind of class, and I just love being up close and personal. If I need range, they run away. I just do this. They streak, I do this. I've never had a Sork escape from me, bro. Like, they continually streak, and bro, I probably got better sustain, bro. When I pop Wretched and Knits Up with Potion, bro, I can just keep doing this as much as I need to, because all I need to do is stay in Radiant Glory range for them. So as long as I'm popping this and I'm staying in range, bro, like that, I'm gonna get them. So yeah, I freaking love this. That's gonna wrap it up for my Plar video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Etheric Lancer actually is a really OP set. Even if you just hop on the circle and jab, it's a burst combo that lines up really well. Templars are not infamously known for their bursts, and I guess the best combo that you have is with the Power Light ticking, Crescent Sweep into the Etheric Lancer proc, and then pop your execute after. is a really, really crazy combo. There's a multitude of nuanced combos. The simplest one you have on a Plar is stun, jump in there, jab their face off, pop a crescent sweep on the back of their head. You know what I'm saying? Hit them with the execute while they're running away. I got my spear locked and loaded, bro. I love that proc. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you. Make good choices. Don't do drugs. Don't hurt your brain cells. Deuces.